Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Kill Team Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Mini Wargaming Bunker in Welland, Ontario, Canada, where I'm about to play a kill team match between my Hunter Clade, which is the Ad Mech special team from the White Dwarf, against Trevor's Traitor Marines. The story that we've got going on here today is that the Traitor Marines here have been using some long-lost archaeotech that they've had since the Heresy era that had gone missing from the knowledge of the Imperium. And the AdMech decided that they needed to go collect it because the Omnissiah needed to know. So they went in force to go grab it from the non-cooperating Traitor Marines who were just going to keep it for themselves. How selfish. How selfish. So that's the story that we've got going on. Today we are going to be playing the Duel of Wits mission, which comes from the main rulebook for Kill Team here, Kill Team 2021. Essentially, there are four objectives on... Oh, no, there's five. There's one in the middle. I'll have to put that in the middle. I'm going to put the one in the middle there. So there are five objectives on the table. There's one usually on... towards each of our deployment zones, and then one here, and then we're going to have to put the one in the middle. Perfect, right there. And essentially what happens is at the target reveal step of every turning point, we will take turns going back and forth, pointing to one of these objectives that are more than square from our own drop site, and that becomes a priority objective. That priority objective can have an operative can perform an action on that while within a circle of those priority objectives, and if they do so, you score a VP. Also, at the end of each turning point, whoever controls, if anyone controls more objectives than their opponent, they will score 2 VP. So for a maximum of 4 VP per turn. We also have our 3 secondary objectives that we've chosen here that we will go with for that. It should be noted that Trevor and his wife are part of Ink and Bristle, which is a painting and paper craft company, so they can do custom paint jobs. He painted the Traitor Marines that you will see today. He also, if you've seen the last kill team that I had with the Tyranids, he painted those as well. So if you are interested, go check them out on Instagram. He does a really fantastic job. Really love the work that they do. So go check them out. Say the Glacial Geek sent you and say hi to him. So that is the story. That is the mission. That is the plug for my very gracious guest. And until we will go forward now and show you the 2 kill teams that are going to be fighting it out. So for the AdMech, I'll be running the Hunter Clade. And for the Traitor Marines, he'll be running 2 Chaos Space Marine fire teams. Going over deployment now for the Hunter Clade here. We have this is an Infiltrator over here on the side. We've got a Rust Stalker. We've got an Infiltrator Princeps, who's my leader right over there. We have a regular Ranger here. We've got a Ranger Gunner with an arc rifle there. We have another Rust Stalker. We've got, what's his name? He is a Dictat? A Dictat? I think that's how you pronounce it. Diktat. I don't know. They made up the name. I'm just using him here. So he's got that special one. We've got a Surveyor right behind him. Then we have another Infiltrator, and we have another Gunner with a Plasma Caliver on that side over there.
So many
different words, so many different things. We'll see what they all do when I end up using them. Over here for the Traitor Marines, we've got a heavy gunner with a missile launcher on the side of here.
Suspensor web.
With the suspensor web, so he's going to be able to move, which will be pretty good. We've got a regular Traitor Marine gunner over here, or regular Traitor Marine. We got a Traitor Marine gunner with a plasma gun up over here. Another Traitor Marine warrior over there. Then down over here, we've got an Icon Bearer. And then we have his leader, who's like an aspiring champion, I think they call him.
Yeah, and he's got the sacrificial dagger.
He's got the sacrificial dagger, so he'll be doing some fun things over there. Yes. So that is the deployment. We will now do the scouting phase. So the way the scouting phase works, before I'm just going to mention here, essentially there are 3 options that you have. You have Fortify, Infiltrate, and Recon. Fortify is you place down a barrier. Recon or Infiltrate is you can change your activation token for the first during the first turn for one of your operatives when you activate them. And the third one is Recon, which allows you to take a free dash move at the beginning of the game. It also works as a rock, paper, scissors method to determine who will go first or have initiative on the first turn. So Fortify will beat Infiltrate, Infiltrate will beat Recon, Recon will beat Fortify. So that's what we have there. And if it's a tie, if we both choose the same thing, the attacker will get to decide who has the initiative. And in this case, that will be my opponent. So here we go. Placing it down. 3 and a 1. All right, so my opponent will be fortifying. I will be infiltrating. And that does mean that I will have the initiative going into turning point number 1. So we'll come back to you with turning point number 1. All right, so into the strategy phase of this turning point here. The first thing I need to do is I have to choose a Doctrina Imperative here. So I'm going to choose Aggressor Imperative. Essentially, it adds a triangle to the movement of all of my operatives, but I can no longer automatically retain saves due to cover. I have to roll all of my saves against me in shooting. So it's just some options that this Hunter Clade has to choose. There's a benefit and a negative to all of them. That's the one I went with. It seems like a pretty good one. We also have some stratagems that have been used here, strategic ploys, I should say. I have spent one on the, what was it? I know this one. Here we go. Where is it? I've got it. I'm coming. I'm coming, people. I'm coming. All right, I'm going to set it. There we go. Trying it here. Calculated approach. Essentially, if I am being shot at by enemy operatives and they are more than red away from me, then I can, if I retain any critical hits or critical saves, I can retain one of my failed saves as a successful save for the rest of this turning point, which is pretty good because I think this first turning point, especially, we're going to be pretty far away from each other. Help me to defend against some of that shooting. My opponent has spent 2 CP. I spent 1 on malicious volleys that'll allow him to shoot, do 2 shoot actions with bolt weapons this turn. He has also chosen to spend 1 CP on
Let the Galaxy Burn.
Let the Galaxy Burn. Essentially, as long as he's shooting at the closest valid target, he can retain the first 5 up as a crit versus a looking just for the 6s for crits. So the first time. So if he rolls 1-5, he can retain that as a crit. But if he retains, but if he rolls like all 5s, one of those can be turned into a crit, which is pretty good. So he's going to spend those 2 CP, leaving him at 1, leaving me at 2. We now go into the target reveal step. I have to reveal faction tac op number 3, which for these guys says that I reveal this tac op at the first turning point. My opponent will select one of their operatives. If that enemy operative is incapacitated before the 4th turning point, I score a VP. And if the first condition is achieved by a friendly Hunter Clade operative within blue of that enemy operative, you score 1 VP. So my opponent has chosen his leader, because he's pretty beefy and he's got the sacrificial dagger, so he wants me to get up and close and personal with him, and he thinks he can keep him alive, which is probably a pretty good call for that. Of interest, my opponent has chosen challenge, or challenge here as his tac op. He has chosen his missile launcher dude bro over on the side over here, and then he has chosen my rust stalker on the left flank over here as his target for it. So if that missile launcher guy kills that rust stalker, then he scores a VP. If he does it while within red of him, he scores an additional VP. That was a lot. That was a lot for the first turning point here, for the first strategy step of the first turning point here. But we're finally done with it, so now we will come back to you with the firefight step. We also have to choose primary objectives here. So starting it off, I choose first. I'm going to choose number 1. And which one would you like to choose?
I'd like to choose number 6.
Number 6 over on this side. Fair enough. Sounds like a good play. That's usually the ones that get chosen the first time here. All right, now we're going to move on to the firefight step. In a purely defensive move, I have elected to start with my rust stalker over here. I moved and dashed him into a protective position up here in the middle. Still being aggressive because that's what they do best, but trying to protect him from missile launcher bro. All right, so now his bolter guy up there is going to start us off. by firing into my arc rifle gunner back over here. So he is going to have 4 dice looking for 3s to hit. That's going to be 2 hits. I don't think he's... Oh, is he the closest? Valid? He probably is. They're probably about equidistant over there. I think they're pretty much equidistant. So I think that first one will be a crit. So you can just put that to a 6. And then the other one's going to be a regular hit. And then these ones are obvious fails there. So I now have 3 dice looking for 4s for saves. Make a crit and a save. And he is good to go. Woo!
So we're gonna
and now he's going to do it again because he's got the malicious volleys here firing into him. Oh, that is real good there. That's going to be all hits, including a crit. So these are 2 crits because he's the closest one. So that's going to be 2 crits and 2 regular there. I'm now going to roll for, going to be rolling for a, whatchamacallit, looking for saves on 4-ups. So I make 2 regular. Which will block out 2 of the regulars, but that does mean I get with the 2 crits. So what is that? Is that 4 damage on the crit?
3-4.
Yep. 3-4, yep. So I take 8 damage, which is enough to kill him. And his 3rd APL will be dropping down to the ground over there. All right, my infiltrator over here moved up onto the objective. He has a servo skull, which means that he can perform a mission action for 1 less AP. So he did the mission action there and exhausted that objective over there for 1 VP, and then allowed him to then, with his 2nd actual AP that he spent, dash behind cover over here, and that is where he will end up. And now my opponent here has moved and dashed onto the objective over here and spent his 3rd AP to exhaust this objective over this side and score himself a VP. All right, being aggressive over here, I am now going to activate my infiltrator here. He is going to charge into my opponent's leader over this side, and I'm going to attack him. So I have power weapon over on him. He's going to have 4 attacks looking for 3s, doing 4-6 damage, lethal 5+. My opponent has a power weapon as well, so he's going to have 5 attacks looking for 2s, doing 4-6 damage, lethal 5+. So here we go. Rolling. All right, so I got 2 crits. My opponent also got 2 crits and 3 regular hits. 1 second. All right, I'm going to spend a CP to reroll one of those. Oh, back into a 1. I've got a t-shirt for that. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to activate. I'm going to strike with this, doing 6 damage, sir. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go ouch.
You're going to, and then parry.
And then I'm going to parry that.
There we go. Perfect. And then I will take the rest. So that's going to be,
sir.
What is that, 10, 18 damage? Because like 6-4, right?
Yeah.
Or 4-6, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing 18 damage to me. That definitely takes me out. So it should be noted now, because he sacrificed his sacrificial dagger, because he took me out of incapacitated me over there, he will actually regain 4 health points here, 4 wounds, leaving him with just 2 from there. So he's going to end up with 11 left. Then my opponent is going to move and dash his guy up into cover over on this side. All right, so my guy in the front there, my Skitarii Ranger Dictat, is now going to activate. He is going to spend 1 AP on Enhanced Data Tether, and that will allow him to give this guy over here an extra AP, so he'll have 3 AP, and then he will probably move. And then he's going to move right over there. Then my opponent's going to move around the corner here onto the objective. I then activated my gunner over here with the Plasma Caliber. He had the extra AP because of the Dictat giving it to him. So then he is going to, he moved and jumped over the barrier over there, minusing 1 circle for doing so. And then he dashed closer, so he's within square of him. And now I'm going to shoot. I am going to supercharge here. So I'm going to have 4 dice looking for 3s to hit. And then it's AP 2 and gets hot. So every 1 that I have to hit will be 3 mortal wounds to me, but it reduces him down to 1 die for his defense. So here we go. Looking for 3s to hit. Oh, buddy. Okay, I got a crit and a regular. I'm going to spend my other CP to reroll one of these. I'm definitely going to take 3 mortal wounds at least. Okay, that's a miss, but not a doesn't hurt me there. So I will take 3 mortal wounds. You have a dice to roll? No, rolls the 1. So that is going to be 6... 1 second. That's exactly 11 damage. So he is taken incapacitated there. Because he did it while within square of him, I actually scores 2 VP for my faction-specific op there. So that's pretty cool. I'll take that. And then plasma for plasma over here. My opponent is going to shoot my guy over here. Activate him and shoot him. He is going to supercharge as well. So he's going to have 4 dice looking for 3s as well. Does get the 1, but he does get 2 regular hits there. I have 1 try to save here because it's AP -2. Looking for a 4-up. Nope, roll the 1. So that will definitely kill me as well with the 10 damage there. Now my guy back over here is going to elect to fire into his plasma guy. I'm going to have 4 shots with his galvanic rifle here, looking for 3s to hit. That is going to be 3 regular hits there. No AP, no, because it's P1, so it got no crits there, so it's just the regular 3 saves here. Making a crit and 2 regular saves, that's going to be enough to stop all of it. And then he is just going to dash behind the cover here, because why not? Actually, he's going to dash to right there. So now my opponent activated this guy who moved up over here to get line of sight onto my Rust Stalker. He is going to fire a crack missile into him. I do, it's AP1. It is heavy, but he does have suspensor fields, which is why he was allowed to move before shooting. So he's going to have 4 attacks looking for 3s. There's going to be a crit. So you did get a crit.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to have 2 dice that I'm going to try to defend with. Essentially looking for 6s, or I guess if I get 2 4-ups, that will also cancel it there. So let's see if I can do that. No, I get nothing there. So that's just going to be, what is it, 7 damage?
7 damage.
7 damage. So he's still alive, but he's definitely hurt. And my guy over here has activated, my leader is activated. He is going to move and dash into position over here on the objective. Now my opponent is going to overwatch with his guy over here. Firing into the same guy. He really wants him dead. He does get him points, so looking for 3s. Oh, getting 2 crits and a hit. There's nothing I can do to stop that, because even if I get 2 crits on my saves, he's still going to get the regular one, which is what? How many damage? Like 5, which is still, he's only got 3 left. So my guy is dead. And that was worth a VP there, because that was the guy, the challenge there. He wasn't within 6, so he doesn't get 2 VP, but he does get the 1 for that. My Rust Stalker over here is going to move and dash over to that position. Now my opponent is going to overwatch with the guy back over there with the bolter into my guy over here. He is going to fire, so he's going to have 4 shots looking for 4s because it is overwatch there. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 1 crit and 2 regular hits there. Looking for 4s for my save because I don't get to retain anything for cover since that is my Doctrina. Getting a crit, just a crit. That's going to be, what's the damage, regular damage? 3. He will still be alive, I guess. Oof. And then my last action is going to be to move and dash onto the objective there so that I can hold more objectives. So that is going to be it for the first turning point here. Do you have some... Oh, you have to reveal? Okay, what's it say?
Reveal. It's an execution. Reveal at the end of any turning point in which more enemy operatives than friendly operatives were incapacitated during that turning.
Excellent. So my opponent revealed execution as one of his tac ops there. Essentially because he... You reveal it when more enemy operatives during a turning point are, what's it called? Incapacitated, thank you. Incapacitated than friendly ones. Now he'll score points if he does it again, and he'll score 2 points if he does it 2 more times. So, pretty good. So, at the end there, I do control more than my opponent, so I score 2 more VP there. That will put me at 5 to my opponent's 3. Oh, I need to show this. I'm sorry. I also had another one. I had one. Headhunter. I have to reveal Headhunter. I should have revealed it before. So reveal it when the enemy leader is incapacitated. Score 1 VP. And if the first or second turning point, you score 1 VP. So I scored 2 VP for that one, which is pretty good.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, never mind.
So it's going to bring me... Nope, you're still good. All right. So yeah, we're done. Now we're done with this. Done revealing? Maybe?
Yeah,
we
I think so.
think we're good. All right. So we will now roll off for initiative there into the second turning point. My opponent rolled a 4. I rolled a 4, but because he went, because I had the initiative last time, my opponent gets to choose, and I'm sure he wants to take it himself. So, I think you would too. So that's where we are there. We'll come back to you with the strategy step of the second turning point. My opponent actually did have someone. He had Deadly Marksman, which is going to be his plasma guy back over here. So he did reveal it because he did kill someone. If he kills anyone else, he will score VP. And if he's still alive at the end, he will score an additional VP. So that's going to be that. So we will come back to you with a strategy step. All right, so now into the strategic step over here. We both gained a CP. We both spent a CP in the on strategic ploys. My opponent spent it on Watch the World Burn, which will give him. He gets criticals on 5 as long as it's the closest eligible target. For shooting and for combat, which is pretty good. I spent 1 on Accelerant Agents, which will allow my Rust Stalker to fight twice. He'll also get a free fight action during my activation. So that is going to be that. We then, during the TAC Op reveal stage, we don't reveal anything, but we do choose our primary objectives. So, which ones did you say you wanted to do?
I'm going to do the center one.
He's going to do the center one over here?
Bad choices for me.
Yeah, not bad. So he's going to choose the center one, and then I'm going to choose the one over on this side. So those are our primary objectives. So we will come back to you with the Firefight step. My opponent is now going to activate his heavy gunner over here. He moved back over here with the suspensor field, moving the 6 inches, and then he is going to fire into my leader over here. You can just see I mispositioned him just slightly, so he can get his sight there even though he's concealed. So 4 attacks, looking for 3s to hit. That is going to be a 3 hits. Yes, I think he's not the. Let's see, 1. Yep, he is the closest valid target. So letting the world burn gives him turns that 1 into a crit. There, one of the 5s into a crit. I then have 2 dice to try to defend myself over here. Getting a crit and a regular save. So that'll actually cancel out those. Just doing that, which is still like 5 damage though. Still does 5 damage to him, but he's still alive. My Dictat activated. He was over here within range of my guy here, and you could see through here because my guy was within square of the obscuring terrain over there. So he gave him the extra AP. And then my guy over here, then he moved up there behind his friend with a conceal order, put a conceal order on him so that he's going to be getting the cover from his guy there. So we'll see. We'll see if he can survive. We'll see how this all goes. So that's what my activation is going to be. Now my opponent's going to activate his warrior over here, who is going to fire into my guy in the front over there. I knew I was putting him in danger, but that's fine. I needed to do what I got to do. So here we go. He is going to be hitting on 3s. So that's going to be 2 regular hits there. I am now going to roll for defense, looking for 4s. Getting a crit and a regular, so that will block it. He's good to go. My opponent's going to spend 1 CP on Veteran of the Long War to allow him, whenever you make a shooting attack or a close combat attack that does no damage, you can try it again, because you're a Veteran of the Long War. So here we go. Alrighty, getting 2 hits there. Okay.
So the exact same.
We'll see, but I could always roll worse. Here we go, looking for 4s. No, I get the 2 saves, so he is actually still good to go. All right, we forgot one of those 5s became a crit because of Watch the World Burn. Let the galaxy burn, not the Watch the World Burn. Let the galaxy burn. So one of those 5s became a crit, which meant that my 2 saves over there that weren't crits on that second roll there meant that those 2 regular saves would have to go towards canceling out his crit, and I'll take 3 damage from the regular hit there. So well done. There you go. All right, so my guy over here. With the extra APL from the Dictat over there, exhausted the objective there in the middle. Then for his first AP, second AP was to charge into his guy over here, and now he is going to fight for free because I spent that CP in the beginning there for Rust Stalker. So I'm going to usually have 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, doing 4 or 5 damage. It's balanced, so I can reroll 1. But because he has the Grizzly Trophy, it reduces my attacks by 1. So I'm going to have 4 attacks, and then you're also going to have 4 attacks, looking for 3s with a chainsword. Alrighty, so I'm not going to reroll any of those. I'll just take the 4 hits there. So we'll come back to you with that. All right, so now going into the dice here. My first die will be to parry one of his attacks. My opponent then parried one of my attacks, and then I struck with the 2 other ones, doing 8 damage to him. And now my third APL, because that was the free attack that they got from that, is going to be the second attack that he's allowed to do over here. So now I'm going to attack again into him. Here we go. So that is going to be a crit and 2 regular saves. So I'm just going to strike with the crit and take you out over there. And now I will reveal rob and ransack, which the bottom text here is wrong. So it's just when you reveal this tac op, when an enemy operative is incapacitated by a friendly operative within triangle of it, and friendly operative is more than square from any other enemy operatives, which I am, I score a VP. And if he lives to the end, I will score an additional VP. So here we go. All right, so now my opponent up here with his gunner is going to fire into my leader over here. So he's gonna have 4 attacks, looking for 3s to hit. He is gonna supercharge.
And this
so
is
you got to
second crit because
he's not. He's not eligible. So he just has that. So he does have 3 hits, one of which is critical. It's AP2. So I don't think there's anything I could do, even if this was a fill face, which it's not. He's dead, and that will score him a point for deadly marksman. And now my guy over here is going to activate. He's going to fire into his plasma guy. I'm going to have 4 shots, looking for 3s. All right, that's going to be all hits. My opponent has 3, looking for 3s, gets none of them. So that is going to kill him because it's 3 damage. He only had 6 left. All right, take him down. And then my opponent's operative here is going to activate, move, and then shoot into my guy in the front there. That is going to be a crit and 1 hit. I've got my 3 defense dice here, getting no saves, so he is definitely taken out. Then my guy back over here stayed where he was, exhausted the objective over there, and stayed on that objective. And then my opponent here is going to overwatch with his rocket boy into my rust stalker over on this side. So he's going to have 4 attacks, hitting on 4s because it's overwatch, so he gets the 1 hit. But he is the closest, so that... Oh, no, but... Huh. No, it says it doesn't count as an activation when you do Overwatch. Let the galaxy burn is when they activate. We specifically looked that up for the last one. Yep. So I'm going to have 1 hit. There's no AP on this, right? No? Or AP1? AP1, right? AP1? 1 on the rocket launcher. Yeah, because of the crack missile. So it's AP1. So I got 2 dice here. And I would normally get the save, the cover for the save over there. But because I have the specific Doctrina imperative, I don't get to retain that. So I have to roll looking for 4s. But I do get a fill face and a 4. I am good. Woo! My guy over here then dashed into cover over here and is going to then shoot. His weapon is heavy, so I wouldn't be able to make a normal move or a charge or fall back and shoot with it. So I'm going to shoot, though, with it after a dash, because you're allowed to do a dash with it. He is wounded, so he's going to have a -1 to hit, but he does have line of sight now to the guy that's over here on the objective. So I'm going to have 4 shots, hitting on 4s because he's wounded. Getting no hits, but my opponent got saves anyway, so he's good to go. All right, so that's going to be the end of turning point 2 here. I do score another 2 victory points because I control 4 of the 5 objectives. And then we will now roll off to see who will have initiative going into turning point number 3. My opponent rolled a 3, I roll a 2, so it will be to the Traitor Marines. He does not score a point for execute because I think I lost... Oh no, how many did I lose? You lost 2.
Yeah, you lost 2.
Oh no, I think I lost 3. Did I lose 3?
2.
I think I lost 3. I lost 3. So so you do get it. You do get the point for execution because you lost 2, right?
Yeah, but I think you only lost 2.
No, I think I lost 3 because I lost that Rust Stalker that you shot with the rocket launcher. Right in the face. Oh no. Oh, that was last turn.
That was last turning phase. Yeah, so this one I shot the rocket launcher into that guy.
Yep, so you killed him.
And I killed this guy over here. But
you killed that guy over there.
This turn, I think it's just 2.
Maybe it's just the 2. Maybe it's just the 2. All right, so maybe he didn't get it this turn. All right, we'll see what's going on here. Yeah, so but we'll come back to you with the strategy step. All right, so we both gained CP in the strategy step. My opponent spent 1 CP on watch the galaxy burn. I did not spend any CP, but I did change my Doctrina imperative. So essentially, you make it at the beginning of the first turning point, and then you can change it 1 other turning point, and then it stays that way for the rest of it. I have chosen the Bulwark imperative, which allow me to gain, if on the roll defense against shooting, I can, if I make 2 failed saves, I can re-roll 1 of the saves, but I'm minusing circle from all of my movements. So that is the end of the strategy step. We are going to declare objectives again. Do you want to say which one is your primary?
Let's do the middle one again.
Going to do the middle one again, and I am going to choose this one over on the left side again. So that is going to be it for the strategy step. We'll come back to you with the firefight step. Starting off, my opponent is going to activate his guy, move him over here, and then shoot my Rust Stalker over there.
Crack missiles.
Crack missiles hitting on 3s. Oh, that is 2 cracks and 2 crits and 2 regulars. I only have 2 saves here. I don't even think so. I made a crit and a regular, but I think that'll block that and that'll block that, but that's still a lot. That's more than 10, and he's only got 10 wounds, so he is definitely dead. And then he's going to dash into cover over here. My activation, I will take my infiltrator over here. He is going to exhaust that objective for a victory point and stay hidden. My opponent is going to move and dash and exhaust that objective in the center there, and he's going to go into conceal. My dictat over here is going to activate, and he is going to shoot into his gunner, into his guy over here with the bolter, looking for 3s to hit. All right, so it's going to be a crit and 3 hits. That's pretty good. No AP on this. Oh, no. Maybe. 1 second. It is P1, so he's going to re-roll those there. Getting 2 crit and a regular save. There we go. That works. So that is going to clear those 2. So he will take 6 damage. And then he's going to dash over to them. And then his operative is going to move over there onto the objective. And then he's going to shoot into my guy. That is going to get 4 hits.
Crit. Because of
was it a 5? Yeah. Yep. Because I got a crit. So crit and 3 hits. I get 1 save. So that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he is dead. And then my last guy is going to pass and conceal over there. Or conceal, yeah, pass and then conceal on the objective over there. And that's going to be the end of the turn. My opponent will score a point for execution because that is the second turn that he killed more, because he killed 1 guy, but that's more than I killed. So he will have that, and that will be the end of the turning point. So now we will roll off to see who has initiative. Going into the 4th and final turning point. 3-3, so I will take initiative there. So we'll come back to you with the strategy phase. Strategy step of turning point number 4. I have, we both gained CP. Neither of us has spent any CP because this thing, I think it's going to be a pretty quick turn here. I have elected as this to be my primary, and my opponent has elected this one to be his primary. So we will come back to you with the firefight step. This guy over here is just going to exhaust the objective over there for a VP and pass. My opponent's going to move and dash over to there and put himself into conceal as well. My guy over here is just going to pass as conceal on the objective. This guy over there is going to move, conceal, and exhaust that objective on that. And then his last guy is going to, I could not overwatch because all my guys were concealed. So then his last guy charged into my guy over on this side. We are going to now roll. If he gets literally any hits, he will be dead, and you get that. All right, so I got no hits. And you got anything. Crit and all hits. So he is definitely dead. And that'll be it for the last and final turning point over here. My opponent does control more objectives than me, scoring him 2 VP. So at the end of the game, it is a victory for the Hunter Clade here with a score of 14-10. So it was still close. It was not that it was not that far away. It was a pretty close game there at the end. You really managed to get me, killing me at the end there, getting your points there. I mean, that's what mattered. I got off to an early lead, and I knew I had to because I knew my guys were not resilient enough to really handle the onslaught. I knew I needed to get my points when I had the units on there, and that's why I was very aggressive and then pulled back and tried to hold on for dear life, and I did just enough. I mean, like at one point I think I was like leading. It was like 12 to 4 or something like that. It was something big, and then he just like came back with a vengeance, and I knew that was going to happen. I knew I needed to get that early lead and try to hold on.
First turn went your way because you were really aggressive. You got really lucky with the plasma over here. Not so lucky with the first rust start.
That first charge. We're not going to talk about that first charge with my infiltrator. It's fine. Yeah. Mistakes happen, and they did happen there.
You took control there, and then I couldn't get my momentum into you fast enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
Turn 3 before I was able to start making things happen.
Yep.
And if we had one more turn,
one more turn, I think you would have had a victory. Yeah, one more turn. If it was turning point 5, you win because you were going to hold more for 2. You would have exhausted at least 1, which would have been 3 points. I would have had 1, so I guess that would have been a tie. But you would have also probably killed my guy. Just gotten into position to kill my guy. So. But
you played really, really well.
Thanks. I think you did too. And I mean, that's what I was saying. We both played strong to what we had to do, which is yours was get into position to shoot, which was what your kill team was strong at. Exactly. Mine was just I needed to be super aggressive and understand that the that they had some sacrifices had to be made in the name. Yeah, casualties had to be accepted in the name of the Omnissiah here to get what we needed. So a victory for the AdMech here, the Hunter Clade. This is the first time I've run the one of these kill teams from the White Dwarf, so it was fun to be able to play it. First time I've actually ever played with the faction specific tac ops, which is again super fun to do. So glad to try that out. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Trevor of Ink and Bristle. Go check him out on Instagram. And until next time, stay safe and have fun.